also stream on Discord. Alright, let's see. Everything is connected, I hope, and I think. Seems so. Update. Actually forgot I should probably do the multiplayer Zig UDP. And I'll like so. All right. My internet is not that good today, apparently. Alright.
When is it ever good?
Sometimes it can be good. But that's it's just slow. Let's see. Not that. Yep, seems to be working. All right, what's up? So we're gonna be doing fixed point multiplayer. I want to find out how I could just platform RTS. Okay, real-time strategy, synchronization code. Hello, Penguin Operator. You're about to create an RTS with thousands of units simultaneously at the map. In the game Void support 1400, you will probably have only one option regarding how to design your networking engine and how to implement synchronization between player mechanisms. In this legendary article, Archer's on, the method for achieving this is to describe in detail. If you are not familiar with this article, it would be a very good idea to read it. It will just repeat the foundation that this approach is based on. Rather than passing the status of each unit in the game, the expectation was to run an exact same simulation on each machine. Wait, I think I have... Interesting. I don't think that opened even another page, did it? Am I dumb? No. But yeah, there's, I think, isn't this from Age of Empires, or what is it called?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Age of Empires. I have gotten recommended this one multiple times, and I think I even read the start of it, if not the whole thing, actually, wait. Maybe. Anyways, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna simulate each thing on the client. Your PC is deterministic machine. It does not by external effects. User input, network input, random number generated will run the game. Same code. No, I want to know something about fixed. Wasn't called just fixed point? Fixed float point? Floating point. Let's see. I want to find something that kind of like. Multiplayer. I have a question. If there's anybody who uses monogame and has implemented deterministic float point, fixed point for your background, right now I'm working on an RTS prototype which uses server client. Okay, wait. In online game, everything has to be deterministic anyway, as everything you see is basically some milliseconds. Blah blah blah. Because what I'm thinking, right, if I go to... Actually we can, and we can do like is actually. I think that will be valid. Find. I think this one will open right there. Because it will be in. Should it be in shared? Because here we'll receive position as a F. And if I were to change that to just be a... If I change it to be a fixed point... Well, I guess I could just use... a int, right? I'm thinking if I do an integer... Like, let's say... Is that 8? That is not 8. That is 8. If it was, for example, 8, wouldn't be much, but as example, because I probably wouldn't need more precision than... This would be 0.5, 0. So this is, wait, okay, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, and 1/16. And then this one would 0, 1, 2, 4. Yeah, for example, if I just used a U8, or, well, yeah, if I used, well, anyways, I could use that and then discard any other position, or just probably would have to use something larger so I could extend a little bit more, but quite quickly we'll reach numbers that won't be necessary. But I don't think more precision than this would be needed on the floating point side. Maybe a little bit more, 1/32. Probably, yeah. I don't know. There's probably, that's what I'm trying to find out, if there is an article about it, so I could read a little bit, like how many do you actually need? Harold, wait, but I have your math library forked, so I guess I could, because I think a fixed point wouldn't be suitable to have in the math library, or is that dumb?
I don't know, but like good like figuring that out, bro. Because I don't know, fixed is funky.
I mean, isn't that just a easier version than actual floating points implementation? Because you don't have the mantissa now, and these kind of shit. You just literally just go.
I don't know what that is.
Fixed point is just bit shifted values, so you have, you know, you go 0, 1, 2, 4, 8, 6.
Yeah, I know what that is. I just don't know what mantissa is.
Ah, mantissa. It's wait, what is the? Is it EEE? I don't remember. Floating point. EEE. Let's see, I should find something. It's I think remember I think it's something to do with triple E. Yeah, IEE is here, this thing. Make sure I open that one at the same time because my internet is so damn slow. Yeah, here. So you have the mantissa over here, and then the exponent, and then the sign. So let's see if I remember this at all. Yeah, and then if we do all of these... wait, not all of them, I think... Which one was it? It's... Okay, it's like this, wait. Ah. Okay, +1, there. Yes, okay. So this is the decimal represent. I don't remember what the mantissa. Okay, yeah. Ah, wait, the mantissa is literally the same as the fixed point, because that's 0.5, 1/4, 1/8. Yeah, and then because then you can use the. Let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, the fixed point here. But how does it... Hello, Tosa. It's alright. Wait, am I streaming the wrong screen? Yeah, I am. That's crazy. Nobody's telling me that I'm doing the wrong thing. Crazy people. And I'm, again, the wrong thing there. Boom. But yeah, we're trying to do basically the fixed point thingy. Wow, what is this? Oh, that's quite old. Correct screen. Yes, yes, yes. I'm just trying to figure out how to implement a fixed point basically right now. I have done it once before, but I'm trying to think like I kind of need like a standard. If I get a, well, is there a way to just retrieve the, because if I have a float, right, I would like to know how do I take, well, I guess the whole values, like how do I actually just, I could floor it or, you know, yeah, basically floor it. And then I will have the integer value, which I can then store. But then I want the floating point value. Now if I think, how should I actually store it, send it over the internet, and then receive it so I can then use it again? Because, yeah. Why did we do it so... Wait, what if I just don't... What if I just do this for now? Like so. Huh, that actually... No, wait, that actually... Right. But this one shouldn't be able to go... it does, okay. Interesting. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, but we don't get the floating point value. It's kind of discarded. So we're actually moving like a whole... Or am I not printing the float? Hello, Kayal. How is it going? You also ask. I'm thinking about how to pass the floating point values over the internet, right? Because right now the movement is actually sending a input request to the server. The server is confirming the thing, or confirming, it's processing the thing, and then sending back to client what position they should be at. And because it's localhost, I don't know, for me it feels like it's instant right now. I do not feel any delay in between presses. Don't worry about that. Fixed floating point. So we're going to deal with floating point issues in multiplayer. Floating point numbers are different platforms due to either lack of different made FPUs. What common ways of dealing with this network multiplayer game? I previously made a game that includes rather basic multiplayer. Work with by having both players share their input on the each tickets mostly work fine. Let's see. The important thing is that all your platforms are running the exact same floating point computation up to the thing. Platform could use different floating point types ID except all modern platforms people play games support IE though don't use x87 FPU instructions on Intel CPU because of the 80-bit nonsense. Using math routines. Hello Herpel. Herpel calling us nerds, how dare he? I wouldn't say that we are nerds, we are just nerds. Let's see. Is there anything you could use 6-point arithmetics? Hard code was leaked. Yeah, I heard. Don't know what that really means for me. Does it mean anything?
Yeah, it just means that your family is cooked and your house is gonna burn down and you're gonna get swatted and yeah.
Well, thank God I don't have a house. And when you say family, do you mean like my own? I don't have any children or wife, so I guess I have nothing to lose then.
Well, just do it on his jump.
Let's jump. Well, free Claude, lol. I guess let's host our own Claude. Yeah. Also fixes precision problem large world games have as they move away from the origin. Alternatively, you can send infrequent updates. Derived values that tend to drift from the authority to the clients. Fixed points need correct answer. Alternatively, you can try various things until you. Okay, let's see. Internal representation. Let's see. I guess I could just do some bit shifting. That would probably accomplish what I want, but it feels a bit weird. Especially the converting between float point to fixed. What? Yes. That's what I meant. And then how would I do it in here? Well, I guess I could just... because I cannot... If you want to villain from scratch, lack of hardware, damn. I vibe coded Claude code to be Rust based instead of JavaScript. Memory is file not being eaten. Damn. Let's see. I mean, I could make a custom structure, I guess, inside of this should work. And then use that to kind of... Vibe coding is boring. I mean, sometimes it can be pretty fun, but it's not really as rewarding when you vibe code, to be honest. But if you just want something done and you don't really care about it, I find it quite... Like, I was literally... I don't remember, it was something... Yeah, I actually vibe coded a web page. And I was just putting music in there, I'm just like... doing some web page stuff, and it just worked. I was like, nice. But of course I didn't learn shit while doing it. The web page got looking pretty cool. What's happening in your console? Hardware was manufactured in 2014. What's happening in this console? That's just the packet that got received. So here it's just like the type. So it's type 4. Which is this one. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was an input, and then there is the information is these 6 fields. And oh yeah, wait, the type is actually 2 bytes, and then this is for the inputs. Wait, am I dumb? 0, yeah, 6. So yeah. Not enjoying vibe coding. That's crazy. But yeah, I could do a custom structure, which would also work with this, and then it would be able to read that, but then we would have to have a structure that can convert shit stuff. And I don't know why. Because it's packed. No, it shouldn't. This is interesting. But yeah. So you could make a structure like it's the fixed point, and then store it inside here when I transport over the internet, and then it would take that and it would be able to read that when it receives it. 5 to 10 hours arguing with AI, do that, do this, fix errors. Oh yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it is, right? But you don't have to be concerned about anything. You can literally just listen to music and tell the AI to do shit, and you're like, and then it does it, and then it doesn't work, but it does it. And you have no idea why it works or why it doesn't work, but sometimes, or it actually does reach the goal, what you want. But I think it's then filling tokens waiting 5 hours, yeah. But I would say it's still like, it depends again, like kind of, when if you do arguing with the AI, then it's mostly because you're trying to give it such a complex task that it cannot actually solve it. Web development, they are like, it can't really fuck that up. It's so it actually nails it every time, kind of, at least in my experience. So it's I don't argue with it. I just go like, nah, could you actually make it green this instead or something like that? Because I was like, yeah, it's the wrong color, it's the wrong offset or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I can do that, and it does it. I like learning and suffering. Yes, yes. Well, yeah, learning is suffering. mm. But let's see. I think I should make a structure that would be inside here, which would be the fixed point. Let's see. How to implement fixed floating point. I'm not a robot. Okay, guys, I'm gonna prove it to you. Look, I'm not a robot. Hey, fast, easy. It solves complex stuff, actually. Can it? It takes too much time. I have never had an AI solve a complex problem in my life so far. Simple problems, yes. But complex problems, it's even mediocre problems, it's like it starts to hallucinate and give me the completely wrong answers. Because I mean, simple in things that if you know kind of like the thing, like things like this should be an integer or this should be something else or something like that it can solve easily, like typos. But when it comes to actually like doing something more complex, then it's like, unless it's online provided a exact code snippet that is perfectly fitting inside of your program, then it works. But if there isn't like exact perfect fit, then it will not run, it will not work. Or it will add it, but it won't be compatible with your thing, so it's meh. In production, I burn out. What do you mean? To implement fixed point argument, you must manually manage the binary point position. Yeah, that's what but I want to find something that kind of computer science fixed point versus floating point. No. Fixed point and float station. I would like to find something that kind of talks about it so I can. Geeks for Geeks is pretty good. This one might be pretty good to follow along. Let's see, what is this one? This one also seems to be pretty damn good. Yeah, sure. And Geeks for Geeks. Yeah. But I want to know, how do I do any one of these covers the conversion? Because I want to know, how do I take the straightforward, yeah. Okay, that one might be good, pretty good then. Let's see. Decimal to floating point conversion, YouTube retrieve. Okay. Even if an infinite amount of real numbers, we have infinite number of bits, since computers only have zeros and ones, which needs to be more precise. The binary conversion is straightforward for okay, but I want the floating point conversion to fixed point. First integer portion comes before decimal, previously like converting an integer. The decimal section is problematic, and although it may seem fine to convert the number floating the decimal point into binary one at a time, doing so much so may result in overlapping problems as shown in example. But this problem can be fixed if we only convert the integer part to binary as we know, and then the fractional part will be multiplied by n 2 to the n. In other words, we'll extract the integer part by dividing 2's, and we extract the decimal part by multiplying by 2. Okay, I guess this one, this one might be a good one. Let's check it out. Because do bot understand anything that I did bot code and learn? What? Not. Because do not understand anything that I did not code and learn. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit of a pain. It can be really. I guess it's rewarding to see that you got something, a result, but at the same time, it's not really rewarding not actually understanding what it has accomplished. Right? It's really sad sometimes to just look at it and be like, it works. I have no idea how it works, but it works, and that's just. It just feels so empty because you could have spent like 2 hours just arguing with the AI and be like, I need this thing to work, and then after 2 hours it works, but you have no idea how it works when it works, and you're like, just 2 hours spent arguing. That's what you did. If your application is production complex and has errors, AI may not fix it. Yeah, no, it won't. Okay, may is the actually thing to say there, but get unlimited access to the best of Medium for less than $1 a week? Maybe? Floating and fixed point representation C++, what's going on? Real numbers include any number we can imagine, excluding complex numbers. R stands for the set of real numbers, which is is the union of the sets of rational and irrational numbers. Let's take 123.4 as an example. Even if we have an infinite amount of real numbers, we have a finite number of bits, since computers only uses is more precise. Binary conversion is straightforward for integers numbers. We keep the dividing on 2 and read the remainder from the last to the first one. What? Even if you blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, in that sense. The question is, how is decimal number like 123 represented in computer? Let's start problem. First, the integer portion that comes before the decimal point is precisely like converting an integer. Well, is it? It is not. Because you have the exponent and mantissa. So I wouldn't say it is. Let's see. Maybe I misunderstand. Decimal section is problematic, and although it may seem fine to convert the number following the decimal point into binary one, at a time doing so may result in overlapping problems as shown in the example below. But this problem can be fixed if we only convert the integer part to binary as we know, and the fractional part will be multiplied by. In other words, we'll extract the integer part by dividing by 2, and we extract the decimal part by multiplying the number by 2. Isn't it the other way around? Therefore, 103 in binary will calculate as 123. What the hell? The result of 0.4 in binary is 0.11000110011, starting from down to up. Therefore, 123 in binary is. But there is a problem with much longer numbers, since it demands longer length and conversion, accuracy and precision. Okay, I was hoping. What is fixed point fixed point and floating point? Fixed point representation is real data type for integers in computers. Data can be converted into binary form using fixed point representation, which is the computer can store and use. Fixed point representation is a method for converting decimal numbers into binary numbers, like mentioned before. Decimal. The first digit is the sign bit. Okay, and the remaining bits are divided between integer and fractional parts. Integer and fractional parts. Yeah, the position of the decimal is actually redefined based on the exercise. Fixed point formula. It specifies how many bits should be used to represent the decimal portion of a binary integer or floating point value. The first 24 bits stated as the integer component, and the final 8 bits are expressed as the decimal part in the 32-bit system if fractional bits are set to 8 bits. To convert an integer number num to a fixed point, we integer number to num to a fixed point, we multiply the number by 2 to the power n minus 1, or we left shift the bits by n minus 1, where n is the fractional bits specified. Yeah, with the fractional bits equal to 8 we get. However, to convert fixed point value to integer, we use the formula, so it should be, okay. Okay, now I see, okay. Floating point representation. Float double and long double are the 3 forms of floating point that are available. Similar to integer type, these types' exact widths are not